Just so you're all aware, the meeting is being recorded. For posterity, today is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020, and this is an opportunity for coaches to gather in our Coaches Collective and get some information. So thank you for being here, and Tamara, I'll let you lead it off. Perhaps, oh, sorry, may I structure it a little bit? I can't resist. If, Tamara, you could introduce yourself, and then if anyone else would like to introduce themselves, please put your hand up. It's not necessary that you do, but we would love to, since it's a relatively small group, get to know who's on the call.
Okay, how are you everyone? My name is Tamer. I'm the co-founder and CEO of CoachWiz. I started coaching not very long time ago, but I have been always interested in behavioral science and cognitive science since 2012. And after I met Carol and got interested in coaching, and she gave me my first coaching session, it was like boom. And at this time, we decided to start CoachWiz with a vision of making coaching for everyone, especially in the region, because in MENA region and South Africa, it's only for the C-levels and for the executives. There's no awareness about it. So this is our vision to this initiative. Anybody would like to introduce himself?
Oh, I'll go ahead. Good morning, everyone. I'm Robin Swift. I'm here in Carlsbad, California. We've been having a lot of rain here, and the good thing is it's keeping everybody inside. So that's a good thing. Like Tamara was saying, I fell in love with coaching just a few years ago. Had a chance to work with Carol on a ride along in a couple of her classes, and so I'm making that transition from my full-time job as a president of Servant Leadership Institute into starting my own coaching business. So I'm just like a sponge taking this all in, and I'm happy to be with all of you today.
Thank you.
And I am saying Tamer, right? Did I pronounce your name?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll go. I'm Karina Frischetti from Montreal, Canada, Quebec. Beautiful sunny day here. So I'm currently finishing the coaching certification at Concordia University, and Carol is my mentor coach, and it's been a wonderful experience. So looking forward to finishing my program. I am also an HR business partner working at CAE on temporary layoff right now. So happy to be here and join in on this amazing initiative.
Thank you. Chris, I see that you are from Munich, Germany. How are things going there?
So I'm actually from New Zealand originally, now living in Munich. I think Germany is doing pretty well in terms of what's going on in the world at the moment. We implemented testing and tracing very early on. So even though we've got a high rate of infections, we're doing pretty well in terms of being able to look after them.
Good. Excellent. Thank you. Chris and I don't know each other. That's so far the only person on the screen that I haven't personally met. So Chris, so that you know who I am a facilitator and trainer and coach. And I have had the pleasure of coaching and training most everyone on the screen, which is delightful. I began this coaching collective with the purpose of being able to give back. So I'm grateful that you have all volunteered and taken on, and I'm hoping it can be a learning opportunity as well, and perhaps an opportunity to move forward into some coaching in different areas than you may have in the previous years. Thank you. James, how about you? How are you?
I'm doing well. Good seeing yourself and Robin as well. We've met sort of virtually before. I'm sitting in Cranbrook, British Columbia. It's also a sunny day outside here. I met Carol also through education, was one of my instructors, so thank you for that. I'm happy to be here, and I've enjoyed sort of the interaction that I had with one of the individuals so far, and I'm here to learn.
Excellent. Thank you. And Nadia has joined us. Nadia, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Nadia Alemi. I'm from Beirut, Lebanon, and I'm so happy to be joining you today and getting to meet you all. And I look forward to this meeting and learning more about what we can do together to help to contribute really to the society, to the world, in these times especially. So I'm very excited.
Thank you. Sharon, welcome. Lovely to see you.
Better late than never.
Can you just tell us where you're from?
I'm from Calgary, Canada. Happy to be here and would really like to understand how I can better serve these clients.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Sausan, welcome.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Sausan from Jerusalem, Palestine. One of Carol's students. I have this honor to be her student.
Thank you. Tamer, share with us where many of us have had the opportunity to coach, and these are wonderful, skilled, incredible coaches in the room. However, I can speak for myself. I have not had a lot of opportunity to coach into the MENA region. And some of what we've discovered in this collective is that we're not necessarily getting the responses that we'd hoped for. Can you tell us a little bit about coaching into this region? What is your experience? And then Sausan and Nadia could also fill in some gaps.
Yes, definitely. First of all, this is my own perspective. I'm not an expert in coaching in MENA region, but as being apart from the region, and I do understand the culture here, about first of all asking for help and having like a therapy or coaching session. It's not something that we are used to it in the region. The thing that first of all you might face that people do not open up very easy, like to talk about their deep emotions, about their past experience, about what they really want. I don't know, this is in our culture, like even if I have my own personal story where I had a paradigm shift in 2012, and I have been talking about that how I used to be, like, you can say a bad guy. Then I decided like to do something for the good. Whenever I share this with the Middle Eastern people, they just like, man, you don't have to share these stories. It doesn't really help, you know, this is not USA, this is not doesn't work here this way. And after a while I just started to understand that it takes time so for people to open up. So as people who tried the session for the first time at CoachWiz, most of the applications we had, more than 70%, they said this is their first time trying coaching, professional coaching. So I believe that, and we got some feedback from them. They were like, it's okay, it's nice, yeah, but I couldn't, I don't know the guy, you know, I'm speaking to, so I didn't tell him everything. And I believe the coach, so he can address his questions right, he need to know every details that is out there and every information that the client can provide. So I believe it should take more than a session or two sessions, or maybe the way we communicate with people from MENA region, it have to be on a slower rate, like not jump straight to the deep questions, try to explore more, try as a coach to open up your own story to make him feel more safe, more that this is okay, this is how things work. You tell me something, I tell you something in return, because they don't have an experience in this. And there's also another insight I got from a friend of mine. He's from Finland, and this is what I discussed with Carol, and she said that we should share it with you guys. It's he lives in Finland. Finland is one of the most sophisticated countries, and he have experience with professional coaching. So when we met, and he's doing his PhD research, he was like, the approach in the region is different, man. When you tell me about coaching, I hear something else. So we discussed it a little bit, and he was like, in Finland, it's about eliminating options. Like, we have so much options that we get stuck choosing. So the coach help us to choose the best decision, the best option we have out there, and to eliminate other options. But with dealing with people from third world countries or MENA region, you know, and South Africa, it's more about creating options, which I believe using the internet now, and almost like everybody in the MENA region having access to the internet through their phone, through their laptops, there is an options, but we're not used to it. You know, we live in an underdog mindset. That's my own insight about what's happening, and my own experience as being a guy from Middle East, and my experience with my friends, my family, people around me. I always been an extrovert. I always tell my emotions, my stories, you know. Doesn't really think that there is anything should be ashamed of. Anything happened with me, it gave me the power, the knowledge to develop myself in a better way. But the culture, they have conflict with this. They don't understand that. They think this is like a stigma, that it will stay with you if you tell your story that you were like doing bad stuff and you're doing good stuff. People will not listen to you. People will not understand this, you know, especially close friends, close family. Tamer, don't open up for everyone, you know, don't open up on public, on social media about your stories, about what's happening, you know. And I believe everybody should learn from it. People who's on the right track can benefit from my experience, and people from on the bad track also can benefit that there is another track that they can use. So I might influence one or two, and I believe this is more than enough. But the communication, the framing, it's totally different. Even if I need someone, when I do coach people around me, I always need, you just communicate a little bit, and then I tell them a private story about myself, so they start open, and then I say another one, and then they open, you know, and then we start the coaching session. It never worked for me, like starting in the coaching session from the beginning. Yeah, what would you like to talk about? And then we go into the session, you know. It's full of borders. So I do like half an hour, sometimes an hour discussion about me and about him, about our culture, about everything. And then, are you ready to jump on the session? And then we jump to it. And I saw there was much difference when I invested this 30 minutes or 45 minutes, or sometimes it took 2 hours, you know, discussion before the coaching session, just for people to open up, because we're not used to it. And we also ashamed of when here asking for help is something not good in our culture. Like you should be a man, you should be an individual, you know, you should know best. I don't know, the Middle East culture is now, I believe it's getting better. Corona and COVID-19 give a huge impact on the MENA region about especially educational technology. Like for our own startup, CoachWiz, when we're talking with the investors, everybody was like, man, you need a lot of money only for awareness in MENA region, not about coaching in the first place, about technology, educational technology. Then you need another budget for awareness about coaching. So they were like, this is very hard, man. You need, like, when we say awareness in the MENA region, you say you need a couple of $millions only for educational technology. Then you need another couples for coaching. And then Corona came, and now everybody knows about Zoom, and everybody knows about, my grandmother knows there's something called educational technology. And it hit them so hard. Some people, they didn't like it because who have 4 or 5 kids and they only have 2 computers, and all the kids started learning from home. They got overwhelmed, the parents got overwhelmed, so they just rejected it, started going on social media. No, this is not good. The educational learning is not for us. And some people, they were like, yeah, but we are forced to do it, so they had to adapt. So that was, I believe, in a good way for the region, so they know that they can have access to any mentor, any coach, any teacher from the globe. They can learn from them. It's not only from people around you, from your school, the offline. There is something called online. And the coaching industry is growing in MENA region, and businesses are turning from trainings to coaching. And the good thing, the framing about the coaching is totally different than therapy. Now, to have a coach in MENA region, it's something cool, it's something nice. It's not like having a therapy here in the region. Going to a therapist, it's very shameful. In the culture, like, you can kill yourself better than going to a therapy. This is the mentality here. It's have been shifting a little bit, but not like coaching. It's more like because it's for the CEOs and it's for the winners, and all of this, people are attracting to it. And there is a good growth regarding the study from the PwC in the ICF. We're waiting for the latest one in a couple of months. It will be released. I talked to them, say the numbers is growing very high in the region. And what we are trying to do in our startup is to make it access for everyone, students, teachers, not only for the executives and for the CEOs of huge companies. I don't know if Sousa and Nadia from the region, do have any more insights to add? This is my own.
Perfect. Nadia.
Yes. So I had actually, Carol sent me several times to for the pro bono that we did, and actually I had coaching sessions with 2 clients, and so I'm gonna just share with you like my experience with the sessions, and just to get you a feeling of how it went and what I got out of that in regards to like how I felt what my clients really needed. So my first client, it was really good to her. I agree with Tamer that I felt that she was confused in the beginning and did not open up easily. And so when I asked her what did she want to create, what did she want to have, it was hard for her to dig deep. So I agree with Tamer in regards to having maybe a conversation. Maybe it would take some time with the client just to have a conversation, personal, maybe sharing some personal insights from your own life with the clients, letting them feel comfortable with you, to really just feel that they can trust you. I don't know how much this is uh, practical. I mean, as us being coached, and how will that affect our image as coaches with the client, and if that will be doable or not. But overall, what I got from that session is that, yeah, we needed to break the ice more. The client needs that. Um, Another thing, with my second client, so he's a guy, he's a director. What he wanted from coaching, he had a different understanding of coaching. He um, he thought that as a coach I will be advising him on what to do. I was going to be telling him what to do, and of course we made it clear that this is not coaching. But throughout the session, he he needed more mentoring. He needed more uh, um, maybe some personal experience, or someone just like, because also he wouldn't open up easily. I felt. But in addition to that, I think there's also a confusion for people in regards to what coaching is, and they would come to you thinking that you are gonna tell them what to do. Here, I think it's good for us as coaches, as a collective of coaches now, to work in a way, maybe to have workshops. Maybe we're going to be mentoring at first, share our personal experience perhaps of how coaching helped us. I think this is what is really like, it's missing for people to know what really coaching is. They think it's you telling them what to do. So at first maybe we might need to do a bit of mentoring, a bit of talking, telling our stories, how coaching changed our lives, getting it out there. And I think, and we're just along the process describing what coaching really is and how it helps you. I think really it's much needed just to do awareness around that for people. They are not aware of what coaching is really what it's all about.
Yes.
So I think it would need more research. So that's a part of it. Another thing, as Tamer said regarding the technology, so now we are doing pro bono work. But for later on, of course, we would think of ways how our clients would be doing the payment, especially if it's long distance. So this is also something that must be looked into, I think. I mean, not all people. I think Tamer and I think Sausan, I don't know if they'd agree with me in regards to that. Not all people are confident in using the credit card or payment online. So this is also something to consider, that payment pathway for future clients. Yeah, I think that's what I got from my side.
Thank you. And you point to something that we've all been up against as coaches, explaining what we do and making sure that our clients understand what it is and what it isn't. And it is the challenge that we have in educating our people, our clients, about what we can do and what we can't do. I'm hearing a couple of things, Nadia, that I made note of, is that there may be an opportunity with the collective to gain some awareness of what each other's experience is. So if there were clients that needed mentoring or needed to be advised, that perhaps that could grow into a different relationship, not a pro bono one, but one where their expertise and the consulting could be done. as well as perhaps coaching. Thank you. Sausan.
Yes. Based on Nadia's what she said about people here don't feel confident to use credit card. One of the issues that people are saying, if you are range fees between $150 till $250, why should I pay you this amount per hour and not giving me advice? So this is one of our biggest challenge. So when they hear it's free, so they are coming with high expectations from the sessions, especially that they don't know what coaching is. This is in the first stage because they see this amount, so I'm getting with outcome or something to take with me to the home and to be an action plan for all my life. And it's not like that. It's not that I'm giving them this way. So yes, I agree with Nadia for this also to pay. And why should they pay? They don't feel they don't see it's worth, let's say, to sit and to be open up, as Tamer said, because it's very difficult in our society. Why should I be open up for you and for 1 hour and then you didn't give me any advice? This is also to take in consideration in the awareness. Awareness, maybe we discuss it in the classes, Carol. It's not on the individual level, it's also on the organization level. As a trainer and a coach, sometimes I will be asked to give an offer for TOR, which is terms of reference for coaching sessions. Even the organizations are saying at the end, the participants will get advices from the coach. So it's really, and we got to misunderstanding here, and we try to amend and correct the coaching process, but it really needs awareness in this, in 2 levels, not in 1 level. One of the yes.
I'm sorry, I just a quick question, if I may interject. Once someone does have a coaching session with you and sees gains some value, is it easier then to perpetuate that and move on as a coach?
Not always, because most of the people that I'm coaching them are from my, let's say, network, and already I had built a bridge of trust
relationship.
Relationship. But from the first time, I did it for the collective community here in the coaches. People like to talk with someone that they will not meet every day. This is what because they know Sausan, even if she's in Jerusalem, but I will not meet her next day. That's what Tamer was talking about, to be open. So especially with, let's say, ladies, that she will not meet me ever in daily basis, maybe once a month, something like that. So she will be more secure, let's say, for her personal life. Other issue is women coaching men in the Arab region. Sometimes it's not taking the professional level, let's say, because it has lots of obstacles and barriers. Here, it should be taken in consideration, how much it's to be fit, or how much people will like that. For me, for the clients who I made coaching for them, they came just to know what it is. It's interesting. They're hearing, as Tamer said, for CEO, it's like ego. I'm taking coach session, but what it is, no, it's not like this. So these things are some insights, especially in the personal level. For example, I made coaching session for one of my trainees, but I had to give advice because it was something related to her own life. She was taking decision to leave the house or not in the same sessions. So I immediately was taking this action, because you can't, you are living in a culture that she needs something to give her right now. So it's not like explaining to her, now I'm shifting cats, now I'm coach, now I'm advisor. No, she needs something now. So to be open up and getting the trust, when you get to some point, you feel yourself in the middle, so you have to give some advice.
Mm-hmm. And Nadia,
may I have?
Of course, please.
I noticed something also in the mentality. It's like you are in a race with them, especially if they know their background. If you are a business coach or leadership coach, so they are giving the answers that satisfy you, not them. It's not from their point of view. It's from your. It's like I know better than you. I read, I discussed this issue with others, and it's like you are in competition. I don't know why this happened, but it's I faced it in the coaching session. Let's say out of 5, I faced it with 4 out of 5.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. These are great insights and very helpful for us. My question for the three of you is, how do you feel it is for people in the MENA region to be coached by a Western woman? Typically, many coaches in the West are women. How is it for them?
Can I go?
Go ahead, Nadia.
I think many people who would look for coaches are very educated usually, and I think would be open to a coach from the Western part, I mean, of the world. So at least that's what I have seen from my community. I don't know the MENA region. I just had 2 people from Palestine who I coached from, from the Arab region, but from Lebanon, what I see from coaches and from people around whom I coach, they're very open to being coached. At least in the places where technology is accessible, and it's very people are educated, and so they are like in the city. So they want to work on their skills, and especially in the business world. So we had, as you know, Carol, and I work in a pharmaceutical company. So we actually had a trainer who's a coach as well from Jordan, who gave us a training session, but he's also a coach. So I think here it's an opportunity for mentoring as well as coaching.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's very helpful. And as coaches, we know that mentoring is something that we can do if we have the experience. And I think it's important to be able to cross over and wear that hat, as each of you have your experience in professionally and personally. And Sausan, what do you think? How is it approached? If it was a number of the people who have registered are men in the region, for a Western woman to coach them?
Let's say the language maybe will be some barrier for that. Others will see it, if they are okay with the language, I think it's something like they will love to. They prefer to work with the Western, let's say, women. But first of all, it's a matter of language. As I said, it's very critical issue for them to see this person in daily basis. If they are not meeting this person daily basis, so it's okay. So it's I think it works.
Okay. All right.
Both for men and women.
Yes. Tamer, what's your experience? Is it you've been coached by women with all around you?
Exactly. Listen, for us, anything Western is good.
Okay.
This is the mentality we have here. Like, yeah, I have a coach from USA. I have coach from Canada. This is good for the ego, for the CEOs, especially. You know, like I have someone from a very sophisticated country who's coaching me.
Okay.
So they're fine with that, sure. And the thing, as Sausan said, like because here this is not in the MENA region. Sausan was saying it's more about the small cities like the one we live in, because I will meet Sausan by mistake, like on a weekly basis, you know, because it's a very small place. There people who are interested in self-development, there is only 3 places where they are at. So you're going to meet them all the time. So
Right.
to open up about your personal life, and then you just keep seeing this guy that you just opened all your personal life about, like 2 days ago, you just have these borders, you know, not having a normal relationship.
Right.
So, but I mean, I don't know if it's happening in the whole MENA region, because, you know, Dubai, all these places are much bigger, which you will not see the people by mistake on a daily basis or a weekly basis. You might meet him once in a mall by mistake or something like this. And as a payment thing, we have a problem with the online payments. We refer cash. We don't trust the system, you know, to use the credit, the tax, you know, all of these stuff. It's new, it's happening. People are shifting to it. When people need something now, they are using it for eBay and Amazon to buy stuff. So they know how to use it. They are getting these Visa and MasterCards to use it for shopping. So if they really thought that coaching has so much value, I don't think it will be an issue to take a coaching session and to do a payment gateway. But the thing, I believe, for them, because this is new in the region, I believe also $150 for a session, it's too much. Because they're still new to it. Like if you can do not pro bono 100%, as I told Sharon, as I told Carol before, like to do something 50% discount for people from MENA and South Africa, you know, 70%, it's up to you, but to give them something that they can afford to explore. And I believe it shouldn't be 100% pro bono, because $5 is a money, you know, and when people pay even small amount of money, they get engaged much more. And this is a study they made. It's called the free effect. You don't feel that you commit. This is free. Like I didn't pay anything to it, so I don't know. I can just explore, and I don't really care. But even if you paid like $5, I paid for this. I need something in return, so you just go through it. And about the awareness, I actually try to do an awareness session on each one I coach. Like I start with my personal story with the coaching, and then I bring an example, which I always use just to make it more simple for them. I say, okay, let's say there is Obama, you know, the president. He has a coach, and his coach knows nothing about politics. You have to know that. So Obama he has announcement to do. So he has 3 options, but he doesn't know which option to do. to go for, because this one has positive, negative, this one has positive, negative impact. So he goes to his coach tell him, okay, what would you like to talk about? He tell him, I would like to talk about 1, 2, 3. So, okay, tell me more about it. And then they just start brainstorming. I call it a brainstorming session. I just keep repeating, the coach keep repeating Obama's language. So Obama hears it from another perspective. And then he decides what's better to do, because Obama is the expert in his own life and in his own place. It's not me. So me giving you the answers, I will never know the whole story. You're the only one who knows the whole story. So it's more exploring. And if I have anything to add as mentoring, I do, but I try not to, because I really want them to experience a full coaching session without mentoring, because we are used to mentoring here. It's a culture of mentoring. You know, there's always a father, a grandfather who tells you what to do, and you are used to it. You know, okay, tell me what to do, and that's it. But I don't like it. But tell me what to do. You know, I really. So yeah, this is what I believe is the information I have so far about the region. We're still exploring the region. I think there is a potential, like, to enter the market. It's if you go to businesses more than individuals. People can see the value of it more, because, you know, if you coach my employees and I see more revenue at the end of the month for the CEO, yeah, this is good. And I believe the best awareness campaign, it's word of mouth. So what we should focus on is give the best coaching experience for the small amount of people that we are trying to coach, and who just the early adopters of trying something new, and just let them talk to their family. Listen, man, like what happened with me, like I went to everyone. Listen, Carol changed my mind in 20-minute session, which I normally change my mind in 3 weeks when I'm stuck to something, you know. And she only asked questions. She didn't tell me what to do. So I spread it to everyone around me. Listen, you have to try it, man. I will pay for it. It's something I never thought there's something like this before. Just asking me questions, and then I changed my mind. So I believe this is the best way to do awareness. You know, like it's a bit slow, but it's more efficient than doing social media campaigns about it. You know, people just experience the feelings, the emotions, the impact on their own life. So. And we can accelerate it by all the social media channels, but there should be a good word of mouth out there in the region, which is happening now, and which we're trying to focus on in our webinars and our live. We're going live, we're doing YouTube, you know, trying to enter into give free sessions to the influencers who have like 20,000-30,000 followers. Just tell us what you think about it. Awareness takes time, takes money, takes a lot of stuff, but I believe coaching is very good for self-development. It's one of the best tools I ever tried, and that's why I'm just having all in going into this coaching and this initiative to make the region more aware about the impact and the importance of professional coaching.
Thank you. I want to ask a couple of questions and then open it up for questions.
Yeah, I have just one thing to add.
Yes, please.
I forgot about, even in my notes. It's about, we have a problem with human resource, as I told you, Carol, before. Sorry for the word, but here in the region, they call it bullshit. You know, the motivational speaker and this motivation, yeah, you can do it, you are tough, you know, because they have been hearing this for a long period of time, and they didn't see any. Yeah, it gives me a good feeling for just 3 minutes watching the video. They tell me that I'm good, and whenever the video finishes, I don't see anything happening in my life. And they related coaching and training to that.
Yes.
So also this is one of the things that I always try to explain that coaching is something, mentoring is something, and human resource is something else. This is totally different. They're related in some ways, but it's totally different approach. And we have this perspective about human resources, and not human resources in general, but these people, the motivational speaker, and this kind of mentality. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
That's
And
it.
and thank you. It gives us a sense of how to describe what we're doing so we don't sound like that. One of the things that, and I realize that a large number of the people who have applied and registered through CoachWiz for coaching are saying it's their first time. But many of the coaches have expressed to me that they're not getting a response from the emails that they send. What language should we be using in our initial communications in order to raise the possibility that they will respond?
What I believe, because most of the people who signed up for the application, I tried to track where did they come from, which channels, you know.
Yes.
And most of these people, they saw like their friends doing it, everybody is doing it. But when the coach approached to them, and now they have to do the live with one-on-one, and you know, they just pulled back. Okay, no, this is something I might fail, you know, maybe this is not for me. I don't know what to do. It's something new, you know, and this is normal for everyone, you know. They knew that they will get out of their comfort zone. So I don't think the problem is in the communication. I think the problem is more about the awareness. They need to be more aware. They need to hear from the people who did this initiative, who did the first time session, to hear some feedback, because not everybody has the early adopter mentality, you know. There is called the early majority, that they wait for the early adopter to try and then hear their feedback and then they jump in. So I believe, yeah, this is the reason why, because some of the influencers who did the session, they posted on their social media. So people who follow them, they just signed up and then found, okay, listen, let's wait to hear from this influencer what happened with him. Then I can jump into my session and try it.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what I thought. It's logical.
And I also heard from a coach this morning that someone that she had contacted 3 times and had not been able to set something up, once said it was the wrong time, did eventually have a call. So I think there's some persistence may be required, just gently reminding, I'm still here, I'm still available. I want to open it up for the last 10 minutes for questions. Do you have questions to ask of our local experts? Yolanda, we didn't get a chance. Robin, I'll take you just a sec. Yolanda, I haven't heard from you. I wonder if you could introduce yourself, because you're a coach I don't know personally.
Hi, yes. My name is Yolanda, and I joined on a little late, but I am a coach. I responded to the volunteer during COVID, and so I thought that was a great opportunity, and I just wanted to support people in need, and also broaden my horizons. I really love not only supporting people, but learning about different cultures and how to approach that from a coaching lens. So I'm a newer coach. So like I just recently graduated, and I am like currently working on my ACC credentials as we speak right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Yolanda. It was wonderful to hear from you. And this is the opportunity that I have here. Is that, you know, we have a global representation. Thank you.
Yes.
Robin, your question.
Thank you, Carol. And thank you, Alonda, for the way you articulated that, because I was feeling the very same kind of thing. Just, it's so great to learn about different cultures. And there's aspects of what you shared that I've experienced too here in the West. You know, I've had people say, "You're the coach, tell me." And I felt, as a woman, is this man going to be, you know, so I can have empathy for it, but yet I feel more enlightened from hearing from you. So thank you for that. And I guess my main question that I first had for Tamer is, you mentioned that the example in Finland, there's so many options, but in third world countries, it's really about, you know, helping them with what their options are. How do you go about that? Tell me more about that, if you would.
Tamer, how, or Towson, or
Yes.
how would you assist someone in seeing opportunities rather than having to eliminate the ones that don't fit?
For me, actually, I just try to go. I use this before the coaching session. Where I use my story about like how I'm doing this initiative, how I try to learn there is a technology that I can use. We live in the same country, we live in the same region, you know, we come from the same place. And I did reach out to people from Canada, as Carol and Zena, and I tried to communicate with them, and they responded, and it was I just tried, you know. Here in the region, we have this, I told you, as an underdog mentality, which we are always wait for help from outside, you know, like give us the solutions, give us the options. This is the NGOs mentality in the region, which I don't trust these corporates, you know, in the way they are dealing with the third world countries, you know, instead of teaching them how to fish, giving them the fish, and they are used to this. So I just try to explore as my own background first. There is some solutions online, how to use Google for your own benefit, how to use YouTube, how to use, you know, all of these stuff. And then we just jump in, and I try to direct him through my questions about how do you think you can create. I don't use elimination, I use creation more than elimination words in my communication with them. Let's create, do this, do that, you know, because they don't come with so much options. They don't come, listen, I have a lot of options to do. I don't know which one to take. They go with, I don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. You know, there is no way doing this. My parents doesn't agree. My family, it's always about the family, my father, my mother. So we try just to focus on him personally, how he feel, and to create something from there, with considering the limitations from the culture. You know, we cannot just use the same communication with Western people about their they just don't care about anyone, you know, because it doesn't work here, because they still live in their parents till 30s here, till 30, until they're married, you know. So they really bonded. So we cannot just eliminate that thing in our coaching, you know. We have to include it, but in a healthy way, not in a judgmental way. So yeah, that's my insight.
Thank you. Go ahead, Towson.
Actually, I want to add, I agree with Tamer 100%. But here also we have two levels, let's say, to work with. It's culture and religious perspectives. For me, I began with the options with the religious, something related to religion, which is an accident or case study, let's say, from the Islamic history, which was real, which makes it to be open-minded that coaching is crossed and going in parallel with coaching. And from this Islamic case, in this Islamic case, let's say the Prophet gives the other guy options, and we got to analyze this. And at the end, we find our solutions, especially if I see in this person, let's say religion background, and he doesn't know all of it. So I will open his mind or her mind for this. And from that, we go very fast.
Right.
Because you got to make the hook in the point that will touch to get these options. So with some people it works, so others no. So we got to make the other. But at the end, we are living in a culture and society that respect both religion and the mentality and the culture itself.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. It's very helpful. Just a couple of things before we wrap up. We have some expertise here, and I would like to offer the possibility of if you have a question about a coaching session, to be able to direct it to people who have the experience. So if that would be helpful, we can certainly create some kind of a forum where we can have those kind of dialogues. The other thing is that there is, as I know, Tamer is going to be on a podcast of one of the very influential people in the region on Sunday. And there's a high likelihood we will be, there will be an influx of people wanting coaching again. What I'm going to do is send a note out to all of the people who have signed up for coaching so far, and just to encourage them and invite them, if they have not connected with their coach, to do so, and to give me some feedback, and so that we can incorporate that into our methodology moving forward. As you know, we have promised that this is a pro bono session, but we've only promised one. So if you feel, as Nadia suggested, that there may be a worth to having a series of coaching sessions set up, once you have fulfilled your request for one pro bono coaching session, you can open that dialogue with your client. Please be sensitive. If they feel that they signed up because it was free, then and you've given them a free session, they don't want to go any further, don't be offended by it. That may have been why they signed up, was because there was no charge. It could be that they have now seen the value and the opportunity of coaching, and it could expand into a business opportunity for you. I want to leave that open with the sensitivity that finances is certainly something that is on everyone's mind right now. And certainly what I heard from some of the coaches, the feedback they were getting is they thought that their clients thought there was a string attached. So we don't want to leave it like this. We're trying to hook them into anything, but we are generously providing something. And beyond that, we also, as coaches, want to build our businesses. So to offer the opportunity to provide a series of coaching, which may make more value for someone over time.
Yeah, some coaches did this, and I heard from them that they offered, like, listen, we can just make a 6 sessions something, and they gave good discount offer because of the corona. They didn't ask him for a full price, but they offered, and some people just agreed about this. Yeah, they just wanted to go further than this. You can just try to you can tell through the end of the session if he really hooked and he really felt that there is an value from the session he did or not. And you can just offer it like, if we can stay in touch, we can do anything, and everybody is welcome actually also to be on board at CoachWiz. Even after the corona time, we're trying to build something called SaaS enabled marketplace. It's a software as a service plus a marketplace where it will be an end-to-end solution for coaches, where they can have their own dashboard, and we can also gonna list them there with their own pricing and try to match them with paid users, definitely. So if anybody interested, we're still working on the technology and on the initiative itself. So if anybody interested, we can just communicate after through email, or maybe like one-on-one Zoom to talk more about the business and how you can be on board. on it
We
as a coach.
absolutely want to invite you to be part of it, to stay connected with us. We think that we have a tremendous offering that can provide this global platform for coaches and clients. So we'd love to stay in touch and continue to communicate with you about that and how we could continue this collective of coaches. I want to honor time, everyone. So thank you so very much for being here. As I said, the session has recorded. We're going to put it up on CoachWiz so that you have access to it and we can share it with the rest of the coaches in the collective. Let's stay in communication. This is an amazing time, and the part of me that is optimistic, as many of you know, is a big chunk of who I am, sees this as very hopeful. There is a great opportunity for us here to be in the company of coaches and to be making a big difference in the world. So thank you so much. I will be in touch. Okay.
Everyone.
Take care.
Everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.